remember she said to me, like, God is gonna make a way, stop hustling. I said, girl, what you telling me? Like, I need to go. Like, if I don't get this money for registration, I'm not gonna go to UJ. I'm not gonna go to varsity. Like, don't you care? Because I thought maybe she would say, no, like, I'll tell the pastor, they'll organize something. That's what I thought. And she just said, girl, stop hustling. God will take care of it. Like, God is gonna help you. It's very tough going to a job that reminds you constantly that you are so far from where you thought you would be, that you went to school for a useless degree, as people call it, and when you think about the other avenues, yo guys, I saw a fire. Do you guys know a fire? I saw a fire.
This girl is on fire.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to start with like my life story basically. So I feel like this all starts when I finished my matric. So I finished my matric in 2015. I was thinking about it the other day that it's actually been 8 years since I finished my matric, and wow, like I'm still walking. I just felt so defeated. Hey, I felt so defeated because I'm 27 now, and wow, like I've got nothing to show for it, And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Almost 10 years since I finished my matric, and I've got nothing to show for it. That is actually so sad. I don't know, it's like every single time I have to go to work, I'm just reminded of, not even just because I'm going to a call center job, I'm very appreciative of that because I'm able to pay my bills. Like it provides the basics for me, and I'm very grateful for that. I finished matric in 2015, and I was supposed to go to vet to study social work because they had accepted me there, and I ended up not going in 2016 because they needed, so I had applied for NSFAS, but like back then things were so different and there was so limited information in terms of what to do, or like I didn't have those sources, so I didn't know much. So when we went there to the institution in January to register, they told me that I had applied for NSFAS, but I hadn't applied for the institutional NSFAS. So I had applied directly to NSFAS, the one in Cape Town. So I need to like speak to them by myself so that they can send me the funds, and like it was just a different ball game from how NSFAS is right now. So because of that, basically I wasn't funded, right? So if I was going to go to school, my parents would have to pay for me. My grandmother was like, no. So they needed the registration money, right? It was 10,000, and it was like 9 point something, so basically 10k. My grandmother was like, no, it's fine, I have it, like we can pay for it. But my mom was like, I feel like we don't, what if we lose it? Like what if they say that because we can't pay the rest of the fees, she's not gonna be allowed in class and all those things. And we also had to figure out accommodation because I didn't get accommodation. My mom was like, nope, I don't think that's a good idea, I don't think we should do that, let's try something else. And then her and my grandmother decided that it would probably be best if I do basic life support, which is like the ambulance courses. So I ended up doing that. They found a school that I had to go to, so they paid for it. They used that registration money to just pay for my basic life support course so that I could at least work. So I did the ambulance course. I was 19 at the time, and I couldn't get a PDP, which is like the professional driver's permit, in order for me to obviously drive like passengers. So then I had to wait up until I was 21. So can you imagine, from 2016, 17, 18, because that's like what, 19, 20, 21. So I had to wait almost 3 years for me to be able to get that PDP. You also have to register with the HPCSA because basically you are a healthcare professional or practitioner. So you have to register with them. You are supposed to renew it annually. The month where I had to basically renew my certificate so that I could be compliant is the month where I also got fired at that job. And I remember very well what happened. So I basically could not work in that field anymore. I remember I went to inquire to find out like how much I had to pay if I had to like fix it, and they told me that it becomes triple the amount if you've missed it for 2 years or a year, and I was just like, how am I gonna get that money? Oh, I was trying actually, yeah. I tried waitressing that year. I was in Pretoria trying to waitress. So then that didn't work out. That was like what, 2017. Then I think by the end of 2017, I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, I'm applying to university again because I just saw my life literally fleeting. Also, another thing that was very discouraging for me was that I couldn't even get a basic job, guys. Like Pick n Pay, P&A, all these shops. It just felt like university was my only way out. So I was just like, no, let me just apply again. Like, what else do I have to lose? Also, guys, I didn't even tell you about how many businesses I tried to start at home. So already I was trying to get into makeup because I used to wear makeup for myself, right? Just for the culture. I explained this in the video where I talk about how I became a moi. If you haven't watched that, please check that out. People started asking me to do their makeup, and I was just like, what can I do to stop these people from asking me? I said, let's charge them. That's how my business started, basically. I also tried to start this other like event hostess kind of thing. Girl, oh, shame, man. And nothing was working. 2017 was a tough year for me, guys. I don't think I've ever had in my life a year as tough as 2017. Yo, guys, I saw a fire. Do you guys know a fire? I saw a fire. 2017. Guys, I don't know how I survived that year. And I think, you know what? Like, when I'm going through tough times, now, I need to actually reflect on 2017. And I'll just be like, oh, girl. That's nothing. I'm telling you, like, when I start getting emotional now, I'll think about 2017 because that year rocked me. Like, I don't know how I survived. Yo, ngaphose ngashona, ngaphose ngafa. Yeah, I applied to UJ, TUT, and UNISA, and I met this lady called Z. Oh my gosh, Zindisa. Guys, I feel like when I think about my life, I just can't help think about the people that have helped me so much. That's why Paying It Forward is my middle name. I believe in helping people I don't know, like. I applied at UJ, I got accepted. Oh, and then guys, I want to tell you about, I feel like there's so many things and like there's just not enough time. There was also a lady at church called Mpumelelo Masombuga. I mean, that lady, remember when I told her about not having money to pay for my race registration? I remember she said to me, like, God is gonna make a way, stop hustling. I said, girl, what you telling me? Like, I need to go. Like, if I don't get this money for registration, I'm not gonna go to UJ. I'm not gonna go to varsity. Like, don't you care? Because I thought maybe she would say, no, like, I'll tell the pastor, they'll organize something. That's what I thought. And she just said, girl, stop hustling. God will take care of it. Like, God is gonna help you. I've never forgotten what she said to me and how it played out. Like, she just holds such a significant, impactful space in my life because truly God did show up, because my mom was able to help me. At the time, we were not that great. Somehow, some way, she just had a change of heart and she helped me through it. Also Z at like the other half. So I went to university. I think, like I was coming alright because prior to going to university, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do well, makeup, I'm gonna rock them. I was so excited to come to Joburg. Guys, one thing about me, I've always known that I'm a city girl. I've always known it. Even if you were to go to my high school and ask my teachers, they'd tell you. I remember one of my teachers, when I told her that I was going to vet to do social work, she was just like, and how did that come about? I was like, no, but like, I mean, I care about people and whatnot. And she was like, yeah, sure, but I was thinking more something like in television or something. So I'm sure she would just be so happy to know that I ended up doing journalism. For sure, she'd just be like, exactly where you're supposed to be. I've just always known. That's why I think like being at home just felt so uncomfortable, and just like I just knew that that wasn't for me. Like that just was not my life. I went to university. I was excited. My mom was so scared. My mom thought ukuthi lijosi litongidla, but the endless opportunities, like Joburg is just, man, I just feel like everything in my life has been God coordinated, even though it is discouraging, but it's just been such a beautiful coordination of God's hand. I stayed at Res, which was just a great incubation space for me to help me grow and just become a better version of myself, meet the right people, have the right friends, and just grow, you know. So when I came, you know, Res culture and whatnot, so I couldn't do makeup. But I was like, you know what? When I come back, second semester, I'm going to do some makeup. So I came back second semester, I got a model, started doing makeup, advertising. I was working with a lady called Chieta. I loved her face, like enjoyed it. People at Res started booking me, guys. I can't tell you how much validation that gave me. It was just amazing. Like when it was grad, when it was events, guys, people were just booking me. Okay, so I used basically my allowance, which was actually my sister's grant money. That was actually my uni allowance, my sister's grant money. My mother gave me that card to use it. With that money, instead of buying food, I just buy makeup. I just buy makeup. Me and my roommates stayed hungry. We didn't even have a fridge in first year. We stayed, also like my roommates from first year were still amazing friends because top tier girl. Anyway, so yeah, I went to uni. But you know where I messed up, ne? I was coming alright because I was investing, growing my business. I started wanting to live, and I felt like I've never been out, you know, like that's when I started going out with my friend Shoki. I couldn't even afford it to begin with. Not that I shouldn't have gone out, but I feel like I was doing it from a place of lack. I was doing it from a place of trying to fill a void so that I can say, oh, nah, me, at least, yeah. But now it's not at least, yeah, ngating. You're going to, okay, I've gone, it's fine, let me just work so that I can be able to go without worrying. Start buying from factory. I had no business buying clothes from factory because I didn't even, girl, I can't take money from 5 people that I've done makeup on and go buy like a jacket from factory. I mean, I do still have a lot of those clothes from factory to this day. I still wear them because they are such good quality, but it was just really unnecessary. If I had just reinvested that money, maybe it would have been better than just doing that. Second year, I bought myself a fridge. I lay-byed it, and then I bought it. I bought myself a ring light with my makeup money, guys, and also Nesfest was giving us money now, so it was so much better. In 2019, I was so focused. My friend wanted us to go out. I kept on saying, I don't have a fridge. It doesn't make sense for me to go out. I don't have a ring light. It doesn't make sense for me to go out. I don't have a proper phone. I think my mindset really started changing. Obviously, it felt like a jab because I was now never able to spend time with her like that because it just felt like, girl, you're never gonna have all those things at once, you know? But for me, it was very important to just focus on those things. That's why even my mom literally bought me a laptop that year. And guys, so that's the year where I also bought my iPhone. I didn't buy it, I got it on credit. And I was so happy to have done that because I was able to take my makeup business to the next level. That's when I also started my YouTube channel. It wasn't the same year though. It was the following year in 2020 when I started my channel. But I had been creating short form videos that I wanted to post like on Instagram. I think in 2019 that's when I started posting, because I had been using a phone that my friend had given me. I was using it to practice so that by the time I got my iPhone, I was already ready. I was ready to go. Instead of saying, oh no, I need to learn how to edit. Oh no, I need to find out which app I can use. No, like I was on the go. So I was doing my honors degree in 2021. I had to pay my phone basically from my makeup business, because that's the only income I was getting in 2021. And another big thing was that I made a commitment to myself that I will not go back home when I finish with my degree. When I finish my degree, I'm not going back home. I'm gonna stay in Joburg. How, girl? Because you're not working, you don't have a job. I said, I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen. Cool, I did stay in Joburg, right? But, it's been so tough. I don't even want to lie. In 2021, I had to move out of res end of November. And I hadn't saved enough money. So right now, my credit is quite bad because I stayed for like close to a year without paying my phone, because it was 2021, 2022. I wasn't working. I was only getting makeup money. So that was just money for me to pay for my rent and food. I struggled with like accommodation. So basically in 2021 and 2022, I was just living off makeup, and then end of 2022 I got a job at a call center. My neighbor plugged me, forever cherish them. Terrible working environment, very toxic. I ended up quitting, and then I got another job in May at a dealership. I loved that job, guys. When I say I loved that job, even though it was so challenging, I loved it so much. But also I remember just the whole commuting thing, guys. Guys, not having a car is so tough. Guys, my taxi, guys. Ejozi, my taxi, kunzima, guys, kunzima, because kunzima eteksini. Tiyabuya, hayi kancane. Angikhulumi ngama-quantum mina, ngikhuluma ngesiyaya. Tiyabuya. You stand in long queues. You could literally stand for 2 hours waiting for a taxi. Yep, you could. There were accidents a lot. Guys, I remember, I think before my job, like I was fired from that job, by the way. That's a story for another day. But I remember before getting fired, I felt tired, guys. I was so tired of Joburg, okay? I had just recently moved into my new place at Ebony, that place that I loved with all my heart. But I still had to pay like the deposits and the rent. I was paying like 4.7, for the first 3 months. And I was earning 9,000. 4.7. And the month where I was about to finish, that's when I started getting like, guys, like it was just so tough, because I just felt like ngisebentela ini, and also like I could have stayed at my previous place, the one room, but guys, showering outside every day, and also the geysers outside where you share with 10 people. If you put electricity there, you're not gonna find it because someone has showered. Say Peli. I know, ngeze ngendi shingehle ma step is like 50. Ngiyocitha amandi. Guys, bekunzima shem. Bekunzima to the point where when I would shower, like whenever I'd go outside, like with my towel or with my gown, and like ngehle ma step is ubukiwe that time we your guest, I would just encourage myself, ukuthi I will be able to be in a position where I can afford a place where I will have a decent bathroom and no one will see me. Like I just kept on encouraging myself with that, because also kuthela manje ebhakedini wehle ma stepisi yowachitha ngaphandle because ucetha gas. It's just so like just being able ukuthi ngigeze endaweni le kahle just gave me so much comfort, because it felt so much better than that. But then I just felt like angisakhona. I think there was also this other accident where Mundu bekaphuke njani ngenxa yemateksi, and I was just like, ngikhathele ngithini, like maybe Josie is not for me. And then that's when also stuff went down and I found out that I was getting fired. Yeah! My world! Guys, I don't think I've ever like ngasangana, guys, ngasangana. I lost my mind. Thank God, my partner and my mom and my friends, because guys, what am I without them? Anyways, I got another job where I'm working now, and then yeah, so basically now you have like a rundown of my story, right? Good. Anyways, I want to talk about mistakes. I feel like I have made quite a lot of mistakes, especially in terms of money management, like accruing debts, not paying debts. When I started missing my payments on my phone bill, right? And I would get money and I would maybe like buy wine for 100 rand. I always used to feel so bad because I knew that I could take that 100 rand, even though that's not how much they needed. But I knew that 100 rand is better than nothing because you're still making a payment, you know? So the financial part, I am happy to tell you guys that from last year, I realized that, you know what, like I need to start making payments on my, on this thing so that I can clear my name and I can just literally stop going out and just wasting money on useless things, you know? Whereas I have the opportunity to actually start using my money on things that can better my life instead of having to keep complaining when you're actually not doing the things that can help you. Yeah, but last year I started making payments on it. So this year, you know, by the grace of God, and if they don't fire me at my work, well, they won't fire me at my workplace in Jesus' mighty name. And I also won't quit. I will be able to finish my debts probably by October. So I'm very excited when I think about that. It's very exciting. Yeah, so in terms of my finances, it's not a big scar, which I'm very grateful for because something that can still be repaid. I'm working right now, also have my business, so that should keep me afloat and help me manage, you know, my bills and my expenses. I'm not drinking anymore, I'm not smoking anymore, so that cuts out a lot. But to be quite honest, I wasn't even going out like that anymore. Hey, like last year, how many times did I go out? Probably less than 5 times. I am being honest with you guys. Like, you would be so surprised to find out that I literally don't go out like that. That's why I don't have a lot of friends, because I can't make it out. Anginamali, ngihlala nginganamali to go out, ngihlala nginganayo all the time, anginamali. Because now I even feel bad if I go out and I'm not using that money towards the obligations that I have. I'm just like, girl. There's so many things that I've realized and learned about myself this year that I really don't like. I'm very argumentative. I am very defensive. I project a lot. I say that people project, but I project, okay? I project. I'm very sensitive. I take things too personally. Like, it's just too much. Like, it's quite a lot, and I found myself in a space where I don't even know how I can remedy that. I don't even know, like, where do we go from here? Like, how do we fix this, you know? I'm just now on a journey where I'm trying to just, like, be patient with myself in terms of, like, trying to figure out what happened to you, girl. Like, why you like this? What happened? Let me help you out. Like, talk to me. You know, I'm trying to just give myself that love that I am craving so much from other people. That validation that I'm craving so much, for someone to say, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yes, you said that. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, why I need that so that I can be able to kind of start troubleshooting and just resolving that and helping myself in the process. One of the challenging things for me is just like the battlefield in my mind, right? It's just like a lot of things. The battle of feeling like, because you know, like with my line of work, you never know when is your last day. Like, you never know when they're gonna say, oh, thanks, or like when you are gonna be so exhausted and tired that you say, I'm never going back to that place, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like where I work now in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. But yeah, it's very scary and it feels very unstable. So it's like every salary that you get, you want to make sure that you are using it for good, so that if you don't get it the next month, you tried your best to use it for good, and that's very tough because you're literally living on survival every day. When Uti, what if today's the day? And it's very tough and it's very scary. That's why I'm saying it's like I'm living without faith, without trusting God. Uti, yes, even though I'm not sure about this, but I trust that you're sure. I trust that you have a plan. I trust that you have made arrangements to have me taken care of. So I do not need to constantly wonder where my next meal is gonna come from. I'm covered, As you have to literally do so much with such a small salary. You have to invest, God be fixed, go home, help out, and it's just like when you fall short, it's very disappointing, it's very discouraging, it's very painful. Yeah, it's kind of tough because there's just so much that's going on. I feel like that's why I even made this video, because I really do enjoy doing my makeup, doing my hair, talking, doing things, filming, creating content, editing. Guys, I love it so much. I enjoy it. I feel so good when I've edited a video and I look at it and it's a work of art. Even if it's not, for me it is, because I'm just like, I edit this music. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Even when I watch it and I see mistakes, I don't look at it from a point of, I shouldn't have done this, I should never do this. I look at it from, that's what I need to fix next time. And just also, I think as you get older, then there's the big things like, honestly, guys, I need a car. I want a car. It's just like, I can't handle it anymore. And then there's also fertility. I know, like, I'm 27. I mean, this year I'm turning 28 in December. So it's just like, for me, honestly, I just feel like a child would make more sense like when I'm 30 or 31. I just feel like right now, like I'm saying, I'm still trying to fix my credit. I can't do much for my child, and I don't want to bring my child in a world where I cannot make provision. I just don't want that. Like, I want to enjoy motherhood. I want it to be a beautiful experience. Right now, I can't even afford to put myself on medical aid. Like, it does not make sense. And I don't want those things where my child doesn't live with me. Wara. Ooh, guys. There's still the pressure that comes with that as well. I didn't even know there was going to be pressure. But girl, one thing about family, moms, they be applying the pressure, child. Also, I'm not even married. Let's talk about that. I'm not even married. Or like, my partner has gone to my home to make some sort of acknowledgement about our relationship, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just like there's a lot that still needs to kind of be worked on for that to happen. But there's still so much pressure that one is plunged with, which makes it difficult to not even think about, because you by yourself, you already know that this is something that you want. You already have personal pressure and personal stress. So imagine when other people start in your ear. Going forward, this year I want to work on my relationship with God. I want to accept myself a little bit more, give myself a little bit more grace, and just be kinder to myself so that I can be kinder to other people and not be so hard, not have such a rigid heart and exterior. I just want gentleness, man. Just be more closer with my mom, visit more, honestly. I would love to create more content without struggle, without worry, without back and forth, and just strength. One of the biggest things I prayed for this year was just strength, the ability to be able to do. I was not able to cover everything just because of my storage, but I hope that if you are 27, or 26 or 28 or 29, I hope that you realize that you're not alone. Whatever age you're in and you feel like you're not doing enough and you've made mistakes, and it's hard for you to move past those mistakes, and it's hard for you to accept where you are. It's hard for you to go to work. You hate your job. It's very tough. going to a job that reminds you constantly that you are so far from where you thought you would be, that you went to school for a useless degree, as people call it, and when you think about the other avenues that you can explore, they are not possible. Like, I was thinking about how I can start a blog, and start writing and freelancing. I can't, because my laptop is broken, and to fix it, everyone just keeps telling me, just buy a new one, like it's beyond repair. So it's just like, it's very easy for people to suggest so many things, which is why we find ourselves so cluttered. You don't know what to do with your money. You don't know which decision to take, which step to take, because everyone is giving you so many inputs and what you should do, how you should do things, so that you don't keep making the same mistakes and all these things. You need to know that things will get better, just the way that I know things will get better. It's just that, sometimes we just want to share the story. Sometimes we just want to talk about it. We don't really want advice. We don't really want inputs. We don't really want solutions. We don't really want, hey this, hey that, because you've thought of all the 1,000 ways you should do things differently. But it's just the doing is not as easy as the talking. It's very easy to suggest and think and decide and all these things, but to do, to implement, put your money where your mouth is, that is a different story, because even getting the money is tough. Like, anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you've made it up until here, I am so grateful to have you watching. I'm so grateful to have you listen. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.